Good morning, everyone. My name is Kankanit Pothikit from the Department of Teaching Chinese as a Second Language at National Taiwan Normal University in Taiwan. I'm here to present my research paper that I've done with Professor Chia-Ling entitled A Social Cultural Analysis of Meta-Discourse in Chinese and Thai Thank You Emails. Language, culture, and society are closely interrelated. Social and cultural backgrounds influence the use of language. Language use, on the other hand, reflects social and cultural factors. It is thus worthwhile to investigate the use of language in order to gain insight into the social-cultural features of a discourse community. One effective approach is to observe the meta-discourse strategies adopted by language users. Meta-discourse is a term widely used in the field of discourse analysis. A text is normally made up of two levels of meaning, proposition and meta-discourse. The propositional content is the main information that the writer intends to convey, while meta-discourse refers to the non-propositional component of a text. Writers put meta-discourse in to guide readers through the text or to interact with readers. In other words, meta-discourse is not the information itself, but is a strategy that writers adopt to present information. For example, unfortunately, some people died. Some people died is the propositional content of this statement, while unfortunately is a meta-discourse marker that expresses the addresser's attitudes to the propositional material. Some people died. Therefore, the function of proposition is to inform, while the function of meta-discourse is to make the writer's text reader-friendly. According to Hsieh, whose model was adopted in this study, meta-discourse is genre-related, context-dependent, and culture-sensitive. Up to now, the majority of research on meta-discourse has concentrated on the genre of academic writings. Meta-discourse used in a common form of communication, like email, is still poorly understood. Therefore, this research has two purposes. First, to compare the use of meta-discourse in thank you emails written in Chinese and Thai, which is related to the cultural context of language. Second, to examine how recipients' social status affects the use of meta-discourse in both languages' emails, which is related to the social context of language. This study used online questionnaires to collect email samples. Taiwanese were requested to write Chinese emails to thank the recipients for having assisted with the previous request. Out of the total of 100 Chinese thank you emails, 50 emails were sent to professors, and the remaining 50s were sent to classmates. Thai email collection was conducted in the same way. The meta-discourse markers that appeared in email samples were analyzed. Researchers who are native speakers of each language identified and classified meta-discourse markers according to Hsieh's meta-discourse model. We counted the occurring frequencies of meta-discourse markers in each category. Then we compared Chinese and Thai data and generalized the similarities and differences. Hsieh divides meta-discourse into two categories, textual and interpersonal. Textual meta-discourse helps to guide the reader through the text, and interpersonal meta-discourse serves to express the writer's opinions or engage the readers. Textual metadiscourse involves these 5 subcategories. Transitions, which build up relations between propositions. Examples found in our email data include markers such as because, if, so, and. Frame markers signal discourse sequences such as finally and hereby that appear in our data. Endophoric markers refer the reader to information in other parts of the text, such as this, as follows, as stated. Evidentials refer to information from other texts, such as according to someone and someone suggested that. This type of metadiscourse markers are not found in our email data. And last one, code glosses elaborate propositional meaning or give examples such as, or that is. We did not find any code glosses in our corpora either. Interpersonal metadiscourse involves 5 subcategories too. Hedges, withhold commitment. Hedges are used very often in academic writing by the writer to express uncertainty about their findings. Example what we found in the email data include markers such as able to or more or less. The opposite of hedges is boosters, which emphasize email writers' certainty, such as really and impossible. Attitude markers express the writer's attitude, such as hope and 1 smiley symbols that we found. Self-mentions refer to the writers themselves, like I, we, the researchers, and the signatures of the writers. The last one is engagement markers. Build relationship with readers. They can refer explicitly to the readers like teacher, you, or be, the example of the recipient's name that we found. Then we compare the occurring frequencies of markers in each metadiscourse subcategories. The results are presented by these 2 bar charts. The upper chart shows the frequencies in emails sent to professors, and the lower one shows the frequency of those sent to classmates. The bar in blue represents Chinese emails, and the one in red represents Thai. The results of the study reveal differences between the 2 languages in terms of metadiscourse strategies. Frame markers are present only in Chinese emails, and the Chinese corpus also includes markedly more interpersonal markers than Thai, especially engagement markers, which are used approximately 2 times more in Chinese than in Thai. And another one is boosters, which appears about 5 times more in Chinese. In contrast, compared with Chinese, Thai emails include more textual metadiscourse markers, particularly the endophoric markers and transitions. In terms of social status, Chinese emails sent to equal status peers employed more metadiscourse markers than emails sent to higher status recipients, particularly attitude markers and transitions, while the opposite is true in Thai. This suggests that metadiscourse use is culturally governed. Therefore, our findings give empirical evidence to the fact that metadiscourse is culturally and context-bound, As you can see, Chinese email writers employ a greater number of engagement markers or refer more often to the reader to enhance politeness, whereas Thai email writers achieve this purpose by using more transitions to help the reader to progress from one idea to the next. This research uncovers the differences in meta-discourse use that are meaningful to intercultural communication between Chinese and Thai speakers. The conclusion suggests how socio-cultural factors influence linguistic features, further demonstrating inextricable links between language, society, and culture. Thank you.